Hi, this is Dr. Dixon. I just wanted to take an opportunity to introduce some of you to measurement for the first time. And so you should have with you your tape measure. And if you look at your tape measure should have 16 ticker marks in between a 1-inch space. So let's count really fast to make sure you have the correct tape measure or ruler that has 16 ticker marks in between a 1-inch space. So if you start with the shortest line just after, let's say, the 6-inch mark, let's count. There should be 16 ticker marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 7 makes the 16th inch mark. So there are 16 ticker marks between a 1-inch space on your ruler. So now let's look at this in a different format. I have taken the liberty of kind of just blowing up a 1-inch ruler and then placing within that 1-inch ruler the measurements. So those 16 lines are here again represented with an actual fraction beneath them. So if you look at the lines in between the 1-inch and 1-inch space, you will notice that you have 16 lines again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Here you'll notice the shorter lines are your 16ths. So within a 1-inch space, let me say this, within a 1-inch space, those 16 lines are considered either as 16ths, eighths, fourths, or halves. So if you look at this ruler, you will see a number of 16ths, and you'll see a second row of eighths that are represented, and then you'll see fourths, and then you'll see halves. So if we're trying to determine measurement, you essentially need to remember that within that 1-inch space, you're going to have 16ths, eighths, fourths, or half. So let's try to figure out how to take these measurements or how to read this tape measure. So if you're looking at your shortest lines, your shorter lines are always going to be 16ths. So there are 8 short lines within a 1-inch space. So the shorter lines are always 16ths. So if you look here, you'll see all of your shorter lines. There's 1/16, 3/16, 5/16, 7/16, 9/16, 11/16, 13/16, and 15/16. Those are always going to be your shorter line. Your 16ths are your shorter lines. Your next longest line would be the eighths. There are fewer eighths within a 1-inch space. There's 1/8, 3/8, 5/8, and 7/8. So you will only need to remember that your second shortest lines, let me get my mouse straight here, are going to be your eighths. Then the third longest line are your fourths. So you only have 2 of those, 1/4, 3/4, 1/4, 3/4, and then the longest line in a 1-inch space is a 1/2 inch. So again, your shorter lines are your 16ths, and notice all of your 16ths also have an odd number. That means these lines are not divisible by 2, or 4, or 8, or 16th for that matter. So they were going to have your odd numbers in front of them. So again, all odd numbers, your shorter lines, going to have odd numbers over 16. Okay? Again, these numbers are not divisible by 8, 4, or 2. So they're going to be just an odd number over 16. Again, your second shortest line are your eighths, 1/8, 3/8, 5/8, 7/8, and your third longest lines are your fourths, 1/4 and 3/4, and the longest line are the halves. So if you're reading your tape measure and you can't remember, oh my goodness, what's the 16th, what's the fourth, what's an 8, where's the half pop up? All you really need to remember is just to actually count the lines. So if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you essentially take the number 6 and place it over 16. And when I say that, this is what I mean. So if you were counting your lines on your ruler and you couldn't remember if it were 4s, 8s, 16s, or what have you, all you need to do is actually count the line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then put that number over 16. Typically, you want to divide by 2. So you're going to take 6 divided by 6 over 16, I'm sorry, and then reduce both of those numbers by 2. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. 16 divided by 2 is 8. This will give you the lowest common denominator, or the lowest common fraction, or the most reduced fraction. And then you can take this number and it actually represents the actual measurement. So if you were counting the sixth line here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you'll notice the sixth line on the tape measure is actually 3/8 of an inch. And so if we flip over here, the sixth line over 16, 6 is divisible by 2, reduces to 3. 16 divided by 2 reduces to 8. And just a quick look at another, if you had 10 over 16. So if you're counting the 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the 10th line. 10 over 16. You want to reduce it. 10 is divisible by 2. 10 reduced by 2 is 5. 16 reduced by 2 is 8. That gives you 5/8. If we go back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The 10th line on the ruler is 5/8 of an inch. So that's all you need to remember. Whatever the number is, you just place it over 16 and reduce it to its lowest common denominator. And here we have one that isn't, where 2 isn't going to reduce it to its actual lowest common denominator. So here we have 12 over 16. So if you had counted 12 lines within a 1-inch space, and you couldn't remember if it was an 8th or 4th or 16th, oh my goodness, I can't remember. All you need to do is put that number over 16 and then reduce. So you reduce by 2. 12 reduced by 2 is 6. 16 reduced by 2 is 8. 6/8 can still be reduced by 2. So 2 reduced by 6 is 3. 2 reduced by 8 is 4. And so now 12 over 16 is actually 3/4 of an inch. So if we go back and look and we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The 12th line is 3/4. So this is measurement in a nutshell. So review it, replay it if you need to. Ask questions. And again, the shortest lines are your 16ths. The second shortest lines are your 8th. Third shortest lines are your 4ths. And the longest line, of course, is a 1/2. If you have any questions, just ask. I'll be happy to re-explain it. Maybe I need to explain it a different way or more directly to you. But take some time, replay this, slow it down, and actually practice a few fractions. Just count the lines, see if you can actually do the reduction of the fraction. If you find a number such as 10 over 8 or 10 over 16 or 6 over 16, and reduce those numbers. Okay, have a good one, and I'll talk with you soon. Bye.